watching. Please like and subscribe to help us spread TIPA's positive approach message around the world.
All right. Well, truly, thank you. Thank you guys for being here. Not just Shelly and Amanda. Thank you guys for being here too. I'm Alejandro, by the way, but thank you for watching because it's a whole new year for us here at Live at 5. Yay. And if this is the first time catching us, welcome to the new year. We don't plan on really changing a whole lot. We're hoping to support you with your questions and support with things that are happening for you as a care partner or as a person living with dementia or a combination of the two. And I missed the last couple. I didn't get to be on the last couple for 2021. I had some other things happening, but I saw a comment and someone put in, we are moving from Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays to Tuesdays and Thursday. And someone put in TNT. So yes, we're hoping to blow up Facebook with good stuff, encouragement, and obviously some how-tos and hopefully some awareness too, all that going out there for folks. So if you are catching us for the first time, go ahead, like the video, subscribe, share with someone. It helps get the message out. But thank you guys for being on. And this is really, I think Amanda and I were talking with someone on our course this morning about this is the time where we've set those resolutions, and hopefully, you're a few days in, hopefully you're sticking to them if you set one. We'll see next week. I think that's the real test. I actually did set a resolution. We're not wearing my bracelet, but I'm hoping to do more yoga in this new year. And I got one done late. It was super late last night. I got an hour in of yoga in my basement. Probably looked really bad. I was feeling it. I went into one of those poses where you're balancing, and the words came out of my mouth. They came out. Blankety blank blank, because I fell out of it. Right? And all I could think about is, oh no, that's my right temporal lobe. So if you're watching and you're not driving, go ahead and touch up here, because the blankety blank words come out of this right temporal lobe. Mm-hmm. And Shelly and Amanda have a good background on this. So Shelly, Amanda, I'm doing the yoga. Why do you think it comes out in that moment for me? Why do you think that's the thing that is pulled out?
I'm guessing that you triggered your own amygdala by focusing really hard and feeling like it caught you by surprise because you were okay, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. And so you didn't think, you just spoke.
Right.
Yes.
And because your amygdala was engaged, the prefrontal cortex is like, yeah, I can't stop.
Yeah. Although I bet if one of your kids was sitting in there, it would have sounded a little different.
I might have said fiddlesticks instead of the other word. That sounds like
which is left temporal lobe, sort of. It's
sort
like
of.
a fake left temporal lobe.
It's a fake out. It's a fake out. Yeah. But truly that word came out, and Shelly, man, absolutely right. My amygdala went up. I was surprised, a bit upset probably too. Unrealistic expectation of whole year of not doing yoga, and then I expect to be perfect at it, right? That word came out, and it came out really easily, and it came out a bit louder than I would have liked it to, actually, but no one heard me. I was alone. But so now let's think about some other skills over here, because we have that one. That's a forbidden words. So if you're out there, try this for the right temporal lobe. Forbidden words. They usually make people feel like this when they're heard. They come out when we feel like this a lot of times. But then let's do this other one. So if you go back and forth, this idea of social chit chat tends to play a big role in our daily interactions. Because if I had come up from the basement and one of you guys was here and I said, oh my God, that was the worst yoga session ever. I did 60 minutes. It was freaking horrible. I don't even know if I'm going to keep going. This is stupid.
It's okay. I'm sure you did fine.
No, you didn't see me. I felt I can even do, the really basic one where you're not even crazy.
But I mean, it's okay because you've done it. You haven't done it for a year. So, I mean, I'm sure.
I know, but I should be way better at this.
Well,
okay, so we'll pause. Thanks, Shelly, for throwing. I was looking at you, Shelly, hey, Shelly, what the heck? No.
Well, I was gonna say, well, I didn't want to come in and I didn't know if you wanted me to come in and interrupt with back skill or not. I just said, let's just take a pause and think about it.
There we go. Taking a pause at that moment is probably a good call. So if you were listening to Amanda in the comments and you're out there watching on Facebook, how would that feel if someone gave you that message? Because that wasn't my message. But Amanda, give us those lines again.
It's okay.
There's-
I mean, you were trying your best. You can't expect to be the best at everything. I mean, it's fine. It'll be fine if you just try at it.
I
again.
don't have any power to mute Amanda, but I'd like to at this point.
Sorry.
I am trying to be helpful. I really am trying hard.
Yeah, she's trying.
Boom. So that, for me, coming out of the basement makes me feel like you're not listening to me.
Mhm.
Like you're not being helpful to me in that moment, because that's not the way I'm feeling. But Amanda's given her why, which
I
is
don't want you to be in distress, and it makes me uncomfortable when you're upset. So I just want you to be okay.
so this idea of calm down, it's going to be fine. You didn't really expect for you to like be really good at this after a year of not doing it, which is actually a very realistic expectation. Amanda's being really thoughtful about
Yeah,
that.
I'm gonna say
Shelley.
Margaret said it's okay typically comes across as dismissive.
It is dismissive. It is totally not what I want to hear in that moment.
Right.
But Amanda is totally right. Much like me saying the blankety blank words, her amygdala got triggered because it's like, hey, I don't want Alejandra to be in this distressed place.
Mhm.
But being friendly isn't the same as being skillful, right? And Amanda's really friendly here. Amanda is saying, absolutely calm. It's going to be fine. You may even hear the CD, the calm down at some point. I don't even want to say it out loud. That's how like,
I don't know that I did the hand motion. I couldn't bring myself to say calm down because you weren't all that upset,
No,
quote unquote.
little
But you were like down on yourself, and I didn't like that. So you know
Yeah.
what? It happens to everybody when they try yoga. That's another good one. It happens to everybody.
Ugh.
Because what do you know is not actually freaking true. You watch the instructor, it didn't happen to them.
well, not the guy in front of me, not the people on the video, man. They were doing. So that's where my brain goes. Now let's take this though, and let's flip a little bit, because this is me and it's yoga. And yeah, I can be frustrated, but now let's talk about people living with dementia and care partners. Because if I'm the care partner that comes to Amanda at the end of the day and I say, oh my God, you would not believe it. I mean, she didn't do anything today. Like everything I tried, just like, oh my God, it was like the Hindenburg crashing for an entire day today.
So if I respond in the same way I just did to your yoga situation, so instead I'm going to try something different. I'm going to say, oh, yikes. So you tried and nothing worked, not one thing.
It was like, we're like 3 days into the year or 4 days. I feel like this is the worse than the entire last year, honestly. But man,
wow.
that's really, it's just like such a hard day. So we'll pause here, because now you've noticed that Amanda not only changed her body position, but also validated what I'm saying. And that may not have been what she wanted to do in that moment. Because for most of us,
kidding me? It's been 3 days and I had it for 3 weeks and I was home by myself and you weren't even here and you weren't even home for the last 3 weeks of December.
so this is where
Wow.
Amanda gets to choose to try something different,
Mhm.
which is actually supportive stance and using some of my words back.
Right.
But Amanda has worked really, really hard to get herself to do that. Instead of just using this right temporal stuff that comes out, and like Shelley said, our amygdala goes up and our prefrontal cortex doesn't work as well. So Amanda's not really being skillful in those moments, but this time she was. So I'm going to continue this conversation. I could continue this conversation with Amanda, because I actually feel like she heard me. She gets me. Even if she has no idea what happened that day, I'm going to stick with her for a while, because at least she's listening to me without going to the calm down, or it's not that bad, or
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the cool thing is I don't even have to agree with you to validate you. I can simply reflect back what you're giving me.
Mhm.
If you say something from your right temporal lobe, I don't need to say it back to validate you. I can go, wow, it sounds like you had a really hard day.
absolutely.
I am so sorry that happened. That shouldn't have happened.
Then here's the hard part. I don't feel as bad. I don't feel as angry or upset when Amanda does that, even if she's not the cause of it. For me as a human being, for me to even try to be mad at that point, it's going to be harder than me to try to just talk to Amanda. But this is coming from actually this idea of this, the things we say that we think are helpful to care partners actually is coming from a member of our certified community. I had an awesome chat with someone, and she said, we get these messages sometimes as care partners, right? And care partners meaning the person living with dementia or the person who's not living with dementia. I mean, if we're partnering, truly, both people can be a care partner. But the responses that we typically give aren't as helpful as we think, but they are coming from a place of help. So if you're out there setting a New Year's resolution, you may want to consider and think about bringing yourself to awareness of what are my right temporal lobe, I just say them, they just come out that I think are helpful, but maybe they're not. Maybe it's not as helpful when I say, let me suggest these things to you. Or you know what I would do?
You know what you should try?
You know what you should try? Damn. It's really hard to make yourself unaware. So if you're setting some intentions for this new year, maybe think about, man, what can I be more aware of? And it's not a good or bad. In this one, Amanda is truly trying to be helpful with all of these statements. And being friendly doesn't always equal being helpful. Being friendly doesn't always mean being skillful. So in this new year, along with yoga, I am going to set an intention to be more thoughtful about the things I say when people are in distress. Doesn't mean I'm going to get it right all the time. So if you're out there and you're watching and you've heard some of these as a care partner, you've said to them, go ahead and share it in the chat, because what you can do is also help a community of people be more aware of the words we use, because words are powerful. And, all we can do is be aware and try to shift, try to change. Shelley?
Yeah, I was going to say, is there a place where I could go learn?
I was just going to say, Shelley can really, really help us out by dropping some links in. Every Friday, we are continuing our champion sessions, which are 2-hour sessions. They build awareness. They build some skill as well, which you saw Amanda try out, some different skills of reflection and validation. These are running from 10 to noon Eastern every Friday. They run in sessions of 4, champion 1, 2, 3, 4. You can join in anytime. You can take one month and the other one another month. So thank you so much, Shelley, for working the chat and the comments. I'm going to go back and check out what people are putting in so that I can be more aware of some statements I may not have been aware of yet. And thank you to you guys. We will see you on Thursday this week.